Well, it's that time again, the Federal Reserve's meeting, and I'm going to go over, I pretty much know what they're going to do today, but there's one thing that comes out today that they only do a couple times a year, and it's called the dot plot. And we're going to discuss that, what it is, how it's going to affect the markets, and I'm going to educate you guys on that and other parts of real estate. So my name is Dan Free. I do this video on a daily basis to inform you guys everything in real estate and the economics behind things. So in today's agenda, we're going to go over what the economic calendar looks like, but basically today it's all about the Fed. So let's get over to it. The news that we have out today, it's Wednesday. We have oil inventory coming out. Well, oil prices are all over the map, and I'm going to show you one little detail on this here in a minute that's actually exciting the market. And then the rest of the day is everything about the FOMC. What's the FOMC? It's the Federal Reserve. So in the headline news that we have, it's right here. Here's what I want you guys to understand. What you're going to start seeing a lot of information on is what's called the dot plot. So let me educate you guys on what the dot plot is. So you're going to see here, Fed decision, markets await key dot plot. Powell press conference, no interest rate hikes expected. So I'm not expecting any interest rate hikes this time. The markets are still saying there might be still one in the cards, but let's go over to what this headline says about the dot plot. So what happens is about every 6 weeks, the Federal Reserve meets and they sit down and they decide what they're going to do with the federal funds rate. So the federal funds rate is actually the only rate they control, and that rate is basically interbank lending. So let's say, for example, at the end of the day, Citibank is $1 billion short of reserves. How much reserves they have to have in their account? It's like overdraft protection for me and you. So if they're short funds, well, they go over to the Federal Reserve or they go to other banks and say, hey, I need a bunch of money to clear my reserve status for the day. So can you lend me some money? Well, the federal funds rate is basically the interest rate that they charge each other. So that's basically that. But what happens is, based on that, banks then increase their lending costs, and then it's a snowball effect. So what happens, though, is when the Federal Reserve meets, there's multiple members. They sit down at a table and they start discussing what they're going to do. But then what they do is they put a plot or a dot on a map, and they say, okay, in 2023, where do you, each person in the Fed, where do you expect, or where would you like the federal funds rate to be in this year? Okay, so here's the dot plot that we have today. So you could see in 2023, they did this a couple months ago, and most of the members had a dot plot right through here. You're seeing that, and that rate is 5.5 to 5.75. You can see right through this range right here. Okay, so what a lot of people are watching and monitoring, as well as myself, is what the dot plot tells us what's going to happen next year, because we're only a few months away from next year. So if you go to the dot plot and you look at 2024, the consensus here is the rate's going to be, let's go across here, the rate's going to be 4.25 to 4.5. Okay, where are we right now? We're 5.25 to 5.5. So that means they're expecting the interest rates to come down 1 full percent between now and next year. Okay, so that's what this dot plot tells us, and it goes out to 2025 and all the way out there. What we're concerned with right now, or what I'm really focused in on, is what they're going to redo this dot plot. So what's it going to look like? What's this year's going to look like? Are they still saying that they want rates at 5.75? That means there's another quarter rate bump in the cards. And then what is next year telling us? Because they keep saying they're going to hold rates higher for longer. So that's our biggest concern, and that's what I'm going to continue to monitor here on a daily basis. But right now, if you go over to the markets right through here, well, let's go over to the CNBC. Stock futures rise ahead of Fed decision, and oil prices are declining. So when I first went to this, I'm like, okay, the stock market, the Dow Jones is up 100 and the NASDAQ is up a little bit. Normally on the day the Federal Reserve comes out and they're going to tell us what they're going to do, the markets are completely flat. So let's get over to what the bond markets are doing right now. Here's what I see on my screens on a daily basis. What this is telling me is basically what I am. I'm a mortgage advisor. So I need to really know what's going on with interest rates. So what I follow is right here. So if you're a mortgage advisor out there, I'd highly suggest you get this tool. It's MBS Live. There's a link down below, and I think there might be a discount code. I'm not sure. But here's what the markets are doing. It's a kind of a disconnect, because right through here, this is what I follow. It's the MBS market. What is the MBS? Well, the MBS is a mortgage bond that trades on Wall Street. The reason why I follow it is because the yield on that bond is the biggest component of your mortgage rate. Not the 10-year treasury, not the 2-year treasury, not the federal funds rate. It's the mortgage-backed security bond. So it's happening right now. This is the price of the bond. Here's what's going on with it. So if you squint, I got a blue green screen behind me. The bond market, or the price of this bond, is up 23 ticks. So all you need to know is this. When the price of a bond goes up, that you're seeing on your screen right now, rates are coming down. But what we've seen over the past year is this price continues to go down and down and down, raising rates to the highest level we've seen in decades. So that's what's going on today when the Federal Reserve does come out today and gives us all the information. And I think hopefully the dot plot will be released today. I'll post another video this afternoon. I might even go live during the Federal Reserve press conference to kind of educate you and explain to you guys what he's saying. How's his verbiage saying? What has he changed in his commentary this time versus last time? So we kind of get a bead on where the Federal Reserve stands right now and what the future looks for the Federal Reserve, because unfortunately, the economy and the markets, like you see right through here, is basically just sitting on the sidelines awaiting what the Federal Reserve is going to do. So my name is Dan Frio. I'm a mortgage advisor licensed in all 50 states as well as Puerto Rico. So if you're out there and you're like, hey, I started this process and I got an application in, I got a loan estimate and costs, I don't know if I got the best rate or the lowest costs that I can get. So what I'm set up with over 70 different lenders throughout the country. That means I can offer their products and their rates to you. So if you want to check out and see if you're getting the best rate and best fees in the market, please do me a favor. Go to my loan estimate tab, upload your loan estimate to me. I'll review that within hours and get back with you and saying one or two things. One, you did a fantastic job. Or two, guess what? We can get you a lower rate and lower fees. But if you're at the beginning of this process and you're like just kicking the tires and you're like, can I really buy my first house with my income and my credit? Well, don't disqualify yourself. Okay, if you're really looking to buy your first house or maybe first investment property, please reach out to us. There's 3 ways to do that. One, you can click the Apply Now button right up there. What's going to happen is it's going to ask you several questions. Based on the answers to those questions, you'll be routed to one of my sales teams who specializes in that area. But if you'd like to just call us or reach out to me personally, you can do that. Just scroll at the bottom of my webpage, and it's right here. We have an 800 number. It's 844-775-5626, or you can also reach me at dan@therateupdate.com. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you find values in this video and other videos that I do, please, I'm going to ask you to do one thing today. Just subscribe to the channel so every time I post a video, you get an alert. Thanks so much for watching. God bless. I'll see you later this afternoon. Bye-bye.